I had always believed in her. My fiancée, radiant and charming, was the kind of person people remember the first time they met her. I thought we were building something real, a future stitched together with shared dreams, laughter, and quiet promises. But I was wrong. It all happened at a wedding. Not ours. Someone else's. Someone whose love was already sealed in vows. But a wedding that should have been a celebration. I went with her, excited to be by her side, thinking it would be a joyful night. The reception hall shimmered with lights, the soft hum of music filling the air as champagne glasses clinked around us. People laughed, hugged, and danced. Everything felt perfect. And then someone asked, "When are you two getting married?" The words hung in the air. I looked at her, expecting a warm smile, a hand on mine, maybe a playful squeeze to signal that our plans were alive and well. Instead, she laughed, a sharp, sudden laugh that didn't reach her eyes. "Him? I'd rather stay single forever," she said, loud enough for the table to hear. The room erupted in laughter. Some were polite, some genuinely amused. I could feel the heat rise in my chest, a pressure I hadn't experienced before. My face tightened, my hands trembled ever so slightly. I had never felt so small, so humiliated in public. I tried to laugh it off, tried to make a joke, but it was useless. Every word she had said echoed like a cruel taunt in my mind. I looked around. People were smiling, nodding, maybe thinking it was just her way of joking. But the weight of truth beneath her words was unmistakable. I didn't argue. I didn't beg. I didn't stay. I set down my drink, the cold condensation slipping through my fingers, and walked out of the hall, out of the noise, out of the life I had thought we were building together. The night air hit me like a wave. I didn't call her. I didn't text. I just walked, letting the anger, the hurt, and the disbelief churn inside me. I realized in that moment that this wasn't just a bad joke or an unfortunate slip. She didn't see me as a partner, as someone worthy of the future we had planned. To her, I was a punchline, a source of entertainment, something to discard without a second thought. 2 weeks passed. I focused on myself. I didn't call her. I didn't reply to her texts. I let the silence stretch, letting her see the consequences of her words and absence. I watched my life settle into a rhythm I hadn't known I craved. The quiet, the autonomy, the freedom from constant ridicule masked as jokes. Then came the calls. At first, I ignored them. 1, 2, 3, until the barrage was relentless. I peeked at my phone. Her name flashed across the screen. She was calling from her sister's couch, desperate, pleading, probably having realized too late the impact of her cruelty. Her voice, when I finally answered, was shaking. Please just pick up. I need to talk." I didn't mean it. I was joking. I swear. I listened, letting her words tumble over me, letting the panic, the tears, the regret soak through the line. But I didn't feel the same way anymore. The trust was gone. The illusion of love shattered. "Did you really mean it?" I asked, my voice calm, steady, betraying none of the hurt. There was silence on the other end. Then a whisper. "No, I didn't. I don't believe you," I said simply, and I hung up. I realized then that love without respect is no love at all. I realized that her laughter, her public humiliation, her inability to see me as her equal had cut deeper than any betrayal could. She had chosen shame over compassion, mockery over partnership, and I would not let her redefine my worth. The next days were quiet. I ignored more calls, more messages, more pleas. I didn't respond because I didn't need to. The lesson was clear. Humiliation is permanent, even if regret comes later. I had given her every chance to respect me, and she chose to throw it away. Her sister had called too, begging me to intervene, to forgive, to explain, to convince her to apologize. I didn't. Every message was another reminder of how easily she had discarded me, and I wasn't going to chase someone who had already made her choice. Eventually, I moved on, not immediately, not without scars, but with dignity intact. I focused on myself, my ambition, my friends, and the things that brought genuine joy into my life. I realized something crucial. The people who laugh at you in public, the ones who degrade you under the guise of humor, are never truly yours. They are strangers with familiar faces. Months later, I learned she had tried call countless times, leaving messages, begging, crying, wondering what she had lost. I didn't answer, and I never will, because the love I had given freely, the trust one had placed in her hands, had been destroyed. And no apology, no plea, no desperate attempt to regain what she had mocked could ever undo that. Sometimes the hardest lesson in love is learning that laughter can be lethal, that jokes at your expense, even when disguised as humor, can reveal the deepest betrayals. And sometimes the strongest choice you can make is walking away, leaving behind a person who could never see your value. I left that wedding, yes, but I didn't just leave the hall. I left behind humiliation, disrespect, and a love that had never been mutual. And in doing so, I found something I hadn't known I needed: myself.